Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for waiting. You are joining the CowCast, where an abundance of hosts, namely Nate, Sean, Nick, Lewis, and Frankie, sometimes featuring other guests, talks mostly about video games and developments in the technological world for at least 1 hour. Warning: the show is recorded live and unscripted, so where they might try to follow the topics at hand, tangents and rants aren't just common, they are practically integrated features of the show. We hope you will enjoy your stay, and the show will begin shortly. Actually, it begins right now.
More, motherfucker!
Alright, here we go, gentlemen. Hello everyone, welcome to the CowCast. My name is Nate, I'm your host, with my other co-hosts Nick, Lewis, Sean, and Frankie. Make sure to check them out on the following social medias underneath their names. So we got a bunch of topics for you this week. This is the show that we talk about random gaming stuff, technology, random news that we find funny or hilarious, or things that need to be talked about. So tonight's topics is esports drug testing. We got some Steam curator stuff. We got Steam got hacked today. So we're going to talk about that. In-game currency DLC, so downloading and unlocking DLC through in-game currency instead of real money. And then Windows 10 and some Halo 5 split screen, why there is no split screen in Halo 5. So we're here, we're the CowCast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. EST. And yeah, let's begin. I guess everyone say hello.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Greetings.
Greetings. It sounds so badass. Okay. So our first topic this week is talking about esports drug testing. So I am going to link everyone in the chat. This is the article that we were talking about. That did not go through right. But okay. So Google search it. For some reason my link didn't work.
Here, I'll do it for you.
Okay, Nick's got it then.
I'm a helpful one. Yes, I am.
Okay, so supposedly there was a... It didn't post for you either? Oh, well. Okay, we're failing here already. But okay, so we got... there's been an esports scandal and forces esports to start drug testing because teams have been taking drugs like Adderall in order to enhance their performance in gaming. So I guess whose topic proposed this? We want to... Nick? Go for it. Give us a little bit better rundown on what your opinion is.
Okay. Better rundown is people were like, hey, they're using Adderall, and they're pro gamers. That's not right. And everyone was like, holy shit, we should probably do some testing for that. And now they're going to have randomized drug testing for esports because, esports is kind of a big deal nowadays. It's pretty big. And, yeah. To give you an idea, there's a quote that I'm going to read here from a guy named Friesen, who is a pro Counter-Strike player, who says, "We are all on Adderall. I don't even give a fuck." That is a quote. That's in the article.
All right, so now we know the gamer standpoint on this. The players.
We're on Adderall. Don't even give them.
We don't give a shit.
Wow.
That was the crux of the entire article, pretty much. But yeah, pretty much they're upset because, to an extent, it gives them an unfair advantage on people who don't use Adderall, because Adderall makes, as we discussed earlier, makes you hyperactive as fuck. And for a game like Counter-Strike, that might be kind of helpful if you gotta twitch around and shoot people in the face, so... I don't know.
Well, it definitely helps you focus. What I really want to know is, now they're saying, okay, Adderall is not fine, but where is the line? Like in professional athletes, they get banned from the Olympics for taking like green tea extracts. It's like, where is the bar? One day suddenly it's like Red Bull banned. We're gonna go one step further. Any fizzy drinks, anything with sugar in it, no. It gives them too much energy. Like, where is it really? Where will it end up?
That is very true. I mean, to an extent, Adderall it's a pretty next level thing compared to like green tea and shit like that, I would say. But they definitely, with esports becoming its own thing now, they definitely need to stomp down on that, because there's a lot of regulation about esports, but there's not that much, especially in like the drug testing area at all. So this is a pretty good step for that.
Yeah, no, I think when you're looking at it that I think in a lot of countries, their esports people are more of athletes than they are like just gamers. And like the United States, like I would rate a soccer player over an esports player, obviously. But I think
controversial.
No, I don't care what you say. I like games. I play games, but the fact that you can sit there and play Call of Duty or CS:GO or Dota or League better than me doesn't mean you should be higher rated or higher paid than someone playing like an actual sport.
Well, I don't know because like I don't know the exact term for it, but you know, it's like immigration. Well, I'm just gonna say immigration passes because I can't think of the fucking like word for like visas. You know how pro athletes can get visas to come to America because you know they're on like a pro team or some shit like that, and you know that's no issue. Like people from the press get that, all that stuff. Even esports people can get those visas to come to the United States too.
That is fairly new, though.
Yeah, that's fairly new. So I mean, they're both equally big deals. I mean, hell, I could become like super pro sport and get a visa and go over to Britain if I want. They have
okay.
that.
now that I figured out my mic was off that whole time when I was trying to talk.
Okay.
I blame Ubisoft. No, this one right here, there was actually in a sport they banned creatine for some reason, and really I don't see that being a huge advantage. It's not like you use creatine all the time. I know I'm veering off a little bit here, but it's kind of the same as the Adderall with the esports. You're not supposed to use that all the time. I'm not saying you should go out and do it. You're gonna fuck up your liver, is what I'm trying to say. So, esports, like, I realize it helps you focus, and Adderall makes you not as shaky if you have HDH, not HDH, attention span. Thank you. But for those that don't have that, you guys mentioned earlier that makes you hyper, very hyper. How else does it help the gamers? Is my question.
It helps them focus.
But that's only if they have the actual quote-unquote disease of ADHD, right?
Not necessarily, no.
I believe if you have ADHD and you take something like Adderall, it calms you down. That's why usually these people sell it to other people that wants to study because they want to focus on something. They're just going to sit down in the room and go through an entire book. So they get the reverse effect. Like, I don't know the chemistry behind it, but that's basically what happens.
So it gives them that leg up, though, but like, I don't know if that's such like a bad thing. It's something that makes you focus to a certain point, but like it's not like, oh, this baseball player is using steroids kind of deal, or like.
It's exactly like that. It is the steroid. Yeah, it is the steroid question when it comes to Adderall in gaming, and obviously you shouldn't condone it because, like Lewis said, if they're gonna have a lot of games, they're gonna fuck up their livers because they're taking it like every fucking day.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna screw up their liver. And everything's considered a steroid now. Was it?
True.
Not too long ago, HGH, which I was taking that for a year, wasn't really a steroid. Now, I'm not talking about the stuff that Stallone takes. That's if you're wondering why.
Steroids, and then there are steroids like cortisol is a steroid. Like what they're called, like day after pills that women take. That is a steroid. It's hormones, and that's all it means. Anabolic steroids is the male, male sexual hormone, and it's to help them build more muscle. Now, the Adderall is doing basically the same thing. It makes them better than they might have been off it in their own sport. So now we're gonna see like a bunch of Korean people going like, "Oh, over in America, they take all these things." Oh. And then you see all these.
And there's going to be some deaths, just like in every overused drug. Like it's like in bodybuilding, you'll see these people just do stacks of different kinds of steroids. And I know my stuff. I did a little bit when I was a bodybuilder, so
Lewis.
You're far
Hey.
from those days, Lewis.
I'm far from those days now. Hey, the only thing that's helping me now build my shape is donuts. See that? Look at that. Oh, the
Look at those
definition in that.
curves.
Look at those curves.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that dad ball right there.
That took a turn.
It's
Okay.
gonna end up being like end up being like the guy who died from playing StarCraft for like
Yeah.
hours because he didn't want to get up and eat or drink.
Yeah, they're pro. But I like this little quote. This is an add-on to what we're talking about. Is the ESL head of communications said this, and this was in a reaction to that guy saying that we're all on Adderall. I don't give a fuck. She said, "We have no way of knowing whether that guy Semphis, get a normal fucking username, Semphis, despite what he said, has actually taken Adderall or not." I mean, what?
No, but I mean, it is a fair thing. It's like, you know, if you accuse someone, it's like, yeah, we're all on it. We don't give a fuck. Like, you might just say that. You can't take that as, you know, proper evidence. Like, you can't bring that to court kind of stuff.
But what if
that's what it is.
what if like Lewis was like a pro wrestler or something, and he's like, "Oh, I take steroids" or something like that, or like some other sports person? Would they have the same response?
I already
But what you do is you investigate.
Yeah.
That's what they have to do as well. Like, I don't understand how these random drug tests are going to be administrated, because that worries me. How do we pick out these random people? Is it just truly random, or do we just say, oh, this player is playing better now? He's on Adderall. He's on something.
it's
He's
random.
on the something.
They do it for
And I
college
believe-
sports. They
Yeah,
have-
and I
they
believe
have
for
a whole
steroids,
system.
it's
Yeah, but
Of course.
look, you Americans, I don't trust when you use the word random, because, you know, random house searches. I know you do it. What is it when you're with the NSA? Like, you're a random searcher. Come on, or step over the line.
WMD is a very loose term.
I don't know.
I'm not safe. I have a long beard. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Cops see me. Oh, terrorist.
Terrorist.
But it's like they probably would just like, oh, like when you're walking in with your team, you like randomly somebody gets picked out of the team and it's like gets drug tested right before the games, or like a competition kind of thing. Like that's what I think they mean by random.
That's something
And,
we'll
like-
have to look at.
Yeah, like that's something that's gonna come up in the future news. Like,
They won't do that.
oh, I got picked out of 7 times that we went. I got picked 3 times to get randomly drug tested. Like, why am I getting targeted?
They
Kind
won't
of deal.
do
And
it
there's
right
gonna be
before the
something.
game. That's not how
Why
a
wouldn't-
drug test works. Because then it's
Before
not
everybody
random.
sits down, it's like, piss in this.
Because it's not random at that point. You know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just don't take drugs for the 4 days or whatever time period Adderall works at.
But then, what's the purpose
Or
of taking Adderall
whatever
to focus on
motivation.
the game if you're not going to use it within the actual
you-
competition?
I agree with that.
There's probably it's,
'Cause
in your
there's-
it's probably in your system for a longer time before and afterwards, and they're probably not, when you're hooked on Adderall, you're not just taking it before the games. You're taking it before every day they practice.
Yeah. So
Some
my
of the-
point is, why practice with Adderall if you're not going to use it in the actual competition? There's no point of
No,
taking
you use
Adderall
it in
at
the
all.
actual competition. They just won't drug test you before the competition. If they
So
were,
then
if they were to say that we're going to drug test you before, people would just wouldn't do it as much.
So that
Or
would
they-
solve
I guess that would
the
solve
problem. Because
Some-
you're
some-
saying that. Oh, go Lewis. Go.
Some roids you can actually tell that if they take it, you're going to see a lot of acne. Your face is going to look a little more bloated.
Sure, but Adderall doesn't have those type of symptoms.
This is true. And I'm sorry, I keep compared to roids, but I have some
It's on the road trade, guys. On the guy, we need to calm down. Let's go. We're on board, man.
Actually-
what did you just say? I don't even know.
Actually, I was never. It's the roid that Arnold took gave him. That gives you roid rage. Not all of them. Like I was on the stuff to make you slimmer. Winnie. I'm not saying to look this up, guys, but it
No, but
came in.
the thing about bodybuilders, they just don't take a steroid. They take all the stuffs. That's why you don't know if anabolic steroids are as bad as people say, because they're on HGH, they are on this, they are on that. They're taking creatine, which is quite normal. They're taking the protein powder, which is they're totally fine. But then there is all these other things. They're shooting all these oils into them. Like you see these like pro bodybuilders, they're using all the shit. Now, we're now seeing some Adderall crop up. So my question there again is, what are they actually going to search for? Because people that are like willing to take Adderall to try and focus on the game, they're most likely going to take other supplements that might help them focus on the game. And what of those supplements will become illegal? It's like, what if you have a ADHD and you need to take your medicine? And it's like, oh, no, that's a banned substance. I'm sorry. But then again, is that a loophole in it all?
They need to start checking the energy drinks, because if I were them, I would smash it up into an energy drink. And God, I'm being a bad influence on our audience. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ruining esports, giving them pro strats.
Just having all these like muscular esport dudes sitting down like, yeah, man, total lifting, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
You notice like just the rise in body mass of these scrawny kids playing League. these small Asian dudes.
There's no correlation.
Nope.
It's like we're only testing them for Adderall. They can do steroids all day long. It's not illegal in our sport.
You guys want to
They
hear
can
something
click
funny?
faster.
Hear something funny?
They have these huge Popeye underarms.
What's up, Lewis?
Luis, I read the comment Tim said. The steroid that I took came in a penis wart little bottle. It said penis warts and anal warts.
False labeling, we call that.
Yeah.
Someone
Okay.
has that ailment.
Okay, I'm so confused.
Big ass needle.
Okay.
Big ass needle that you had to inject into your thigh. That shit hurt. You would be sore for a week.
Penis warts.
Penis warts.
Penis
Well,
warts.
there-
No one would touch
I
that.
think
On to the next topic.
that's beat that topic into the ground.
What a
Penis.
perfect transition, guys.
Penis
Perfect
warts.
transition.
Lewis is our transition man. Okay. Steam curator. Nick, give us a rundown. I'm going to link the
Okay.
article.
Steam Curator. Me and Frankie know about it, so hopefully he'll chime in a bit in a sec. But Steam Curator, everyone pretty much knows where it is. You can go on Steam, you can write a review, but you can make your own little group on Steam, and everyone can follow you, and they see what your recommendations are. You can recommend it, you can thumbs down it, people can talk about it. It's all good and fine. But one of the more recent things that happened with the Steam Curator system is everyone's favorite Total Biscuit, which likes to, ruffle the system a whole bunch. He went and he made a group called, I think, the Frame Rate Police, which, let's see, I'll post to you guys here in chat, unless you already did. Did. Okay. But he made a Steam group called the Frame Rate Police, and if you guys look at it, you can look through all the reviews and it'll say 30 FPS lock, and it added a whole bunch of things like the genre and some patches that can fix stuff. The whole idea behind this group is to just label games that are 30 FPS. And people think, okay, sure, that's a pretty good reason, but why do you need it? You could have it in a tag or something. Apparently on Steam, you can't actually have the 30 FPS tag on any of your games. There was a lot of abuse with that system when it first came out. I remember Rome 2 Total War has Rome wasn't patched in a day or some shit like that when it first came out. So it was quality. But a lot of people are getting behind this 30 FPS thing, the frame rate police, and the other people are saying, oh, we should not just have it for 30 FPS, you should have it for optimization, multiplayer, all this stuff. So the idea is, what do you guys think about this whole 30 FPS frame rate police hubbub? Is it well warranted? Should it be getting this much attention?
It was definitely warranted. It was definitely warranted because you could not have the tag 30 FPS. Like when players could put up tags, when that became a thing, it was just 30 FPS all over the place. Now, Steam decided, no, we're not going to have that tag because it's bad advertising. It's most likely the company selling their games what do you mean? People see this and they're not going to buy our game. We can't have that. We need to sell our game. What the fuck is this shit? So what they did was they, quote-unquote, abused the curator system. But because the curator system is built on the idea that you show titles that you recommend. But the FPS police, they don't do that. They tag on titles that do not live up to above the 30 FPS standard. So they weren't using the system properly, and that's why it was shut down for a very small amount of time. but it was very, very good for consumers. It was super good for consumers. You saw immediately this game is locked at 30 FPS. Maybe some people, you know, they just get the master race just boiling in them when they see that. And it wasn't just this is locked to 30 FPS and that's that. It usually had something like, by the way, if you want to have a better experience, you can go and change these files by following this guide. Or if you try to change it, the game will break. It had very good information. However, Steam decided that it was, again, abusing the system. And most likely people that were selling games, like the Arkham games, you know, that didn't run for very good. So the 30 frame rate police, they were all over that. And, I mean, it is a tricky situation because I think Steam wants it there, but I think they're getting, like, knocked down by all these publishers.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Which I think is why Biscuit took advantage of it. That's why he did it. Because he just knew that people are just the companies are knocking it down, so they can't really just be like, oh yeah, this guy can't do that. Like, technically has the right to put it up, you know. What were you saying, Lewis?
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
No,
you.
I
That's
interrupted you.
bad. That's my bad. But I think this is a thing that should be allowed to exist. So many of these games are not patched, they're not working right. There should be some kind of community that says outright, this game is not working, it's not worth your money. And the whole 30 FPS lock, to me, is bullshit if you're on PC.
There are reasons for it, though. The latest game that I remember had a big controversy about it was the Evil Within, which was the horror game. It was locked at 30, but then when the Outlash came, they said, oh, you can get it to a higher frame rate. You can get it to 60. And then they had the phrasing of, like, we'll fix the bugs eventually. However, they're not going to fix anything above 60 FPS. So if you do like I do and have a 144 hertz monitor, let me tell you, some funny shit happens. So it has to do with coding, the whole locking issue. If you play the Evil Within on 144 hertz, then the physics will just fly all over the place. Like there were bobblets like on the ground just flying out the windows and stuff. Like it will do crazy shit. Why? I don't know. I would have to like program the game to see for myself exactly why. But it has to do with how the game is made also.
And then you have a lot of people argue, oh, well, I like the 30 FPS lock. It makes it feel very filmic to me.
Cinematic experience, I believe they call it.
So
if you want a cinematic experience, go play The Order 1886. That's about it.
There you go.
No
There
cinematic
you go.
experience.
Christ. Some people. I don't know. So, yeah.
If you guys didn't notice, we're all PC Master Race for the most part.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. What is it? Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess my opinion on it is that I don't know if there should necessarily be like the curator group for this. I think I'm with the whole point that Frankie made that was like, if there's a reason why, or this is meant to be positive sharing, I think that's what it's meant to be doing, and I think that's what it should be done. I think there's a reason for reviews, and I think there's a reason for the curator thing. So the term curator is like, I'm thinking of a museum, right? You're not going to be like the curator in the museum is going to tell you, and now I'm contradicting myself what I'm about to say, but they tell you where stuff is and why this is good and why you should stick around and go check out this piece. But I guess I just contradict myself by saying that, because I guess that's the same thing. You're telling which piece, like a museum curator is like, you should go check out the Mona Lisa at whatever museum it's at. But they
The
like,
Louvre.
But they don't tell you to check out necessarily the other piece, like this piece that's not as popular. So I don't know. Fuck it.
It's a weird system.
There was a point somewhere in there.
Yeah.
No, there was no point. I just rambled for like a minute.
Well, that was a ramble and a half right there, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Well, kind of along the same lines that you're saying, though, Nate. It's weird just because the curator system isn't perfect by any means. There's only 2 ratings you can give. You could either thumbs it up or you could either thumbs it down. There's no, this game's okay, or I'm undecided and I just want to say this is 30 FPS. You know, so every time that they're putting this 30 FPS tag on these games, they're recommending the game. And these recommendations are probably getting like hundreds of thumbs up. So right there, it shows that the curator system isn't exactly all it's made out to be. You know, it can definitely be broken rather easily. But get on your game, Steam.
Is it really
Frankie's gonna attack you or something.
Is it really just to find out like what your not
Gonna be
friends are
disappointed.
like looking at or think is good? Like is it really just for big people, like big YouTubers and content creators and stuff like that, or people who have a following?
Anyone can do it. I am a curator. Anyone can do it.
Right, anyone can do it, but
Anyone
how
can
many
see
people are going to follow you? No offense.
Well,
No, it's like it's any of us. It's like why would someone?
well, it's a growth in
follow.
popularity, and the idea just came from, oh, you have the frequent feminist, you have PC gamer, you have Total Biscuit. I think even PewDiePie is there, and I don't think he runs his stuff. It's someone else who does it for him. Not sure about that one, but it's a popularity context kind of thing. But it's built on the idea that these are opinions from people that I respect the opinions from, and they say this and that. It's a very like short insight. It's like, I'm interested in this game. I go to the Steam page, and there it says, bam, curator by someone you're subscribing to, or just some popular dude. And it's like, oh, well, I like their opinion. Let's see what they have to say. The game is good. Buy it. Well, I was on the fence, but now this person has recommended it. Let's have a closer look. I don't really want to go and like look up a full review or nothing anywhere, but this gave me all I needed. And I think that was the idea of it all when it started.
Okay, so it actually comes up on the Steam page of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reviews also affect the rating that the game has too. They're not just like, oh, I recommend it. There's actually like a rating score that's near the top of the thing, which I'm trying to look at right now. And each of these reviews actually affects that. So the more thumbs up you get, higher the score is going to be. And then you kind of have the system where it's like, oh, I just thumbs it up because it's just 30 FPS. It's broken.
Yes.
Any game that Total Biscuit or Frankie 1080p recommends, I usually try to get.
Okay.
So I'm sure there's
Pretty good.
other people out there that do the same.
Right. All right. Makes sense. All right. Anyone else have any topic discussion about this one?
Curate your own shit, Steam. We can't do it on our own.
There's no way they'll ever do that. They don't even play the games they sell.
Like, oh man,
Yeah.
it's true.
All right. On to topic 3.
More Steam!
More Steam stuff, right?
Oh my
Rolling
god.
along the Steam train.
Steam, what are you doing?
So, here is the article we're going to be discussing, and it's talking about how Steam was hit by a major security breach. Many accounts were hacked today. So,
Shit.
I guess, yeah,
Shit, I better
right?
check mine. I better check my account today.
Was it, so Valve's Steam is the biggest platform in the PC gaming market, and obviously it was hacked. So I think that's kind of a big deal. It's like, I want to say it's not as bad as like bank accounts being hacked or anything, but it's pretty close.
Well, you might have your credit card information on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty bad because I guess there's a lot. My PayPal's connected to it. My credit card's probably connected to it. I mean, there's $2,000 worth of games on there. I mean,
By the way, my Steam account name is.
my password is password 1234.
See, I mean, hypothetically, all these hacked accounts can buy stuff, and for the way Steam works, they can buy stuff and then give it as gifts to other people. And if, they do that for a whole bunch of accounts, it's almost impossible to keep track of. It's just too much.
Yeah.
Right.
And then people are having the problem is that they're getting like 5-day bans or something like that, and then there's the worry of that punishments such as like back bans will even be bigger, and that you can like have your account like shut down or whatnot, and like you lose all that stuff. That's a like $2,000 worth of games for Nathaniel would be devastating. Like you wouldn't get those games back, kind of deal. That's
Grandma
just like
says, rip my account.
yep, it's gone. It's completely gone. But it's like they're just using it, and like even though if you get exploited, it's still your fault technically, is what they said in one of the pieces. And I was like, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially if it happens to like a whole bunch of people. Oh, this is your fault. Oh,
Yeah,
what
it's
about
like,
the other million
nah.
people who had their accounts fucked up?
But it just seems all these big-ass companies, like they're getting phishing mails hacked left, right, and center. Like the PlayStation, it just went down for like months or whatever because there was a big hacking incident. After that, they upped it all, and then they had a phishing incident. Now we saw the problems the Xbox had, and now Steam. I mean, obviously, no platform is safe. What I'm thinking right now is like, holy shit, they're just hacking this left, right, and center. Is my digital bank money even safe at this point? I don't think it is. But then again, we can't vote online because no.
Not possible.
Yeah. We can have banks online, but voting online, no, that would not be possible.
No, it's not.
Fuck.
I don't know why.
I don't
If
know.
if only another company could like actually make this big hack breach, go away. Like whatchamacallit? Like
If
Origin.
only there was another service kind of like Steam.
Yeah.
I wonder. Good old games. Just saying.
You play.
Yeah, play, man.
I'm telling
Good
you,
old games.
I don't know if you guys
It's the revolution.
you guys remember that big Origin hack that happened like a year ago? I think it was around a year ago. Yeah, like a whole bunch
That
of
happened to me
hacked.
5
Well,
times.
Twitch got hacked like last month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, regardless.
hackers, please stop.
Please stop.
Jeez. I'm just trying to enjoy a game. You guys from Russia keep trying to steal my Battlefield. Well, you can have it now because I don't play anymore. But I'm done.
But the entire situation would not be as bad if, in regards to Steam if they had a customer support you could rely on.
Yeah.
A friend of mine quite recently, he got an email back having problems with an account. Maybe it was linked to this. I don't know yet. But he got an email back a few days later in Russian. He doesn't speak Russian. He was like, he had to go to Google Translate and try, what is this? Just crying. I don't know what Steam is doing on that part.
Probably nothing.
Is it?
It just seems like
me?
David is sitting and like replying to everything, and everyone else is just jacking off in a center.
Is it me, or is it always in a Russian account that tries to take over your shit? Because I've been hacked 5 times on
Russians.
Origin. It was always on. It's their plot. It's their plot against us.
Fuck you, Gaijin.
That's how they're fighting the new world war.
Yeah.
Start taking all of our digital shit, all of our Counter-Strike skins.
We take over all Steam games from Americas. We will go with communum freedom.
All right.
Lizard Squad has returned. Yeah, actually, they got arrested not too long ago. Again, another member.
Oh, well done.
Anonymous went after them not too long ago. So
Crazy stuff.
crazy stuff.
Fucking
Vigilantes.
Lizard Squad, man.
All right.
They're
Do
back.
Real
you
life
have anything else to
vigilantes
say on
going
Steam
after-
hacked?
Origin has better customer support.
They actually do,
It
They
actually.
actually do.
Yeah.
which is really fucking
Crazy.
sad.
Yeah, my account got screwed over on that thing a year ago, like that big hack with like FIFA or whatever, and like I messaged them. This was like a month after because like I never use Origin. I messaged them like a month after the thing, like, oh yeah, okay, let me just do this, and it took like 2 minutes on the phone with a guy, and it was solved.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Which, by the way, before we switch, one more thing before we switch over, I'm going to drop this bomb. Origin is just going to straight out turn it into EA accounts. I don't know if we talked about that. That's it.
Yeah, there's not much to say
That's
about
not much.
that.
to say.
They're just
I
going to
log in with
change
my
the
EA
name. That's
account.
it.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
I don't
Yeah.
see the point of what you just said because I did do that anyway.
I don't think they have done it. They're going to do it, right, Lewis?
yeah, they're going
Yeah.
to do it.
They're just
So
going to change the
Origin's
name,
phase out.
whatever they call it. It's exactly the same thing. Nothing will change. I think
That's-
it's the EA marketing team saying, well, people don't know what Origin is, but they know EA. So let's not confuse people. I think
Okay.
that's what it is. That's all it is.
Also, there's too much shit called Origin. It's fucking confusing.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
just put in the search and you'll see just,
Yeah.
just a big Origin PCs. Not what I'm looking for. Thank you, though. Okay, now we can switch.
Okay. On to
Transition.
On to our fourth topic of the evening. If you notice, we actually have an extra topic this week, not weekend. So we're rocking and rolling. But actually, we're in the middle of the show. So before we move on to in-game currency DLC, it is time to get your jam on. So last week we had Lewis live DJ for you. We're having a little bit of technical issues with Lewis's software. So this week,
Fuck
Lewis recorded.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, fuck Ubisoft. It's all Ubisoft's fault for some reason.
Yeah.
But so he's recorded one for you guys this week. So we're gonna play that video now. It's not live, but we'll be back live next week with live DJing for you guys. So we're gonna give you a little bit of like a 6 minute DJ session while we take a quick break, and we'll be back with our last 3 topics of the evening.
Yeah.
All right, we are back from our little short intermission of my boy Lewis down there DJing. He'll be live next week once we figure out some software glitches that have been happening and figure out all the music copyright nonsense stuff. So
My fucking ex.
if you want to check out live, how
Fucking-
that have anything to do?
God fucking
her fault.
Herbert.
It's her fault. It keeps
Now, if
crashing.
you want to check out Lewis mixing live, check out last. Well, technically it'll be recorded then, but last week down in the description, all the highlights on Sean's channel. There's one from last week, halfway through the show-ish, like similar to this. And he'll be live next week, so make sure to hit that follow button and come back and join us next week. I mean, we got 3 more topics for tonight: in-game currency, Windows 10, and Halo 5, and we got some viewer topics, the big hearts for everyone. All right, so
That
we're going to
follow
talk
button.
about some in-game currency DLC. Frankie, give us a rundown.
All right. So I heard this from a very good friend of mine who is very enthusiastic about the new Street Fighter game. And he mentioned that the game will be released, and after that they will have DLC characters, as you do in most fighters these days. However, you won't buy them for money. You buy them for the in-game currency, meaning you fight other people, you get gold or something, or like Street Fighter points or whatever they will be called, and then for an arbitrary amount, you cash them in and you get your new characters. And it's obviously a new standard, especially within fighting games we haven't seen before. However, when my friend said this, I made a counter-argument to it, and I said it's just about how much people think they are entitled to. Imagine if they released Street Fighter, whatever, 10. And it had 20 characters in it. People go, yay! They release Street Fighter 10, but instead of 20, it had 30 characters. People go, yay! Because they don't know the difference. They don't know what they were expecting. It's just about how much the studio wants to give. However, if the studio says, we're going to release Street Fighter with 25 characters, but then we're going to give you 5 extra characters as DLC, by the way, it's free DLC. Then people go, oh my god, best practice business decision ever! Capcom for life! I can't believe it! It will defeat everything! Like, it just goes mental. So I think it's so overhyped on that part, because now they're getting a lot of good recognition from this. I think it's a good business decision. However, I think it's not as valid as people make it out to be. What do you guys think?
Okay, I'm going to pitch the argument. This is my argument. Your argument makes sense, right? I think that's a thing with every DLC, whether it's free or not. But so the argument here is, what's the difference between unlocking? For instance, you have Call of Duty, right? You pay, or Battlefield, and you pay a certain amount of, like in Battlefield Hardline, you earn cash from getting a kill, because it's like a whole the cops and robbers theme, and you pay that cash to unlock your weapon. What is the difference between that? What is the difference between calling like a weapon in Battlefield and calling a character like DLC? What's the difference between calling it DLC and calling it like an unlock? Because to me, what you're describing just seems like an unlock.
Yes, it's just about how much people believe they are entitled to. Like, DLC in and of itself is a good way to keep the team busy. It's a good way to justify paychecks. Because
Right.
otherwise you have to do a new game to make sure everybody, has work.
Right. Are these characters at launch with the game, or are they sporadically released like normal DLC would be?
From what I've heard, they will be released as normal DLC. So it's obviously the
Okay.
team. Maybe they had to cut content to sell the game as it was because they have a release date. And then they say, oh, well, let's, sell these at a later time, but let's make it free because we were going to make it free anyway. And people will love that because it looks like we're giving away stuff, although we were kind of going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's a fair thing to do. Even if like if like for instance Battlefront or something came out and was like, or a game I would play. I don't know much about Street Fighter, but for instance I want Battlefront, right? And we know that there should be a certain amount of like space battle, like there should be a certain amount of like space places you can go and like the different planets and stuff based on the movies. And like if there's one missing, it's like, oh my god, Star Wars people just are gonna murder everyone. And and I would want E3 to be like, or EA to be like, yo, we're gonna give you this map. I would like them to be like, yo, we ran out of time. This is coming later. Like,
But they will never say that. They
so like that, I think
especially EA.
I think that's
Yeah, I mean, they should do it. It's very what you're describing is extremely customer friendly. But EA is not a customer-friendly franchise. It's not even a like employee-friendly franchise.
Yeah.
Like they will force out titles.
What I hear. Yeah.
They set a release date, and it's like, we're not done. We don't care. It's going out. You can patch it now. Just patch it. People will be fine.
Yeah.
Buy premium for $50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also made an argument previously. If companies could charge for patches, they would.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
messed
yeah.
up,
They
too.
really would.
I don't think anyone would buy them, but yeah, actually they probably would.
I don't know. Make a pretty broken
No, but then-
game.
but yeah, you
People
just I would
early
make a
access,
broken.
so they would buy patches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's
And-
true.
Pretty,
And Comcast would charge them for those patches.
Why
Most likely.
Comcast?
why not?
Because why not?
It's either a
Because the
sex or a
internet
com-
one of the internet providers.
I mean, they're charging Netflix, so yeah, more bandwidth. That would be their
Yeah, the
argument.
cost of Netflix is going up. Little sub-subject, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's gone up.
I believe what
small
Nate was
increments.
but there also was what I said before, like how much people are entitled to. It's like he would be disappointed if they released like a licensed game where he has a certain expectation and then he doesn't receive all of it, which just gives the high benefit for game making companies when they don't have to put up to anyone's real expectation of how much is supposed to be in the game.
Nick, what do you think?
I'm just.
No.
It's
I
just
own.
my
He
own
seems so enthusiastic.
on this. It's just I've just been so burnt by DLC, just in the past, like not even like past year. It's just I don't know. I just hate DLC. I hate it at this point. Yes, I hate it because they make a whole new game, but it should be DLC, and they're like, hey, new game, pay $60 for it. It's just
By a different company, that's not Dice, but they use the same engine.
it's still EA though. You know, it's
It's
literally
dead.
the same game.
It's
Yeah.
dead in the PC area. They're off subject, but not really.
I don't know. It's just DLC. I just remember back in the day, DLC was horse armor, and a lot of people
Yes.
hated it. A lot of people liked it. I was one of the people who said, "Sure, I'm all for that. That's fine." But now it's just like DLC. It's just the smallest, most insignificant stuff to like stuff that you can't even play the game without anymore. There's no middle ground for DLC anymore for me. I don't know. I hate DLC. So, I really do.
Opinions were made.
They were.
Yeah.
It really, it's like, it's fun to get a new map, but it's not fun to get a new map when the map was made before the game launched.
Yeah, when it's like $20 too for 4 maps.
This is completely on a tangent, but will you be able to shoot the side of a barn? And I think I brought this up in Battlefront.
What are you talking about, Lewis?
I mean, shoot the broadside of a barn or whatever.
Can you shoot the broadside of a barn in Battlefront?
Not when you're
You're-
playing as the
In
Emperor,
Star Wars.
probably.
Yeah, if you're a stormtrooper, you're fucked.
You're,
Yeah, yeah.
You would be inside it. You will like shoot out the window or something. Like, oh no, why do we keep missing?
They'd be like two inches away.
Yeah.
no,
But therein lies like the on disc DLC though. Like that is the prime devil of the Nick hates DLC
yeah.
part. The on disc DLC.
yeah.
Pre-order it. You'll get this content.
Well, we
I
should
hate
go
that.
back to the day where, like Bad Company 2, where you pay $10 extra when you buy the game, and you get 20 new maps over the next 2 years.
That was
No,
perfectly
was
fine.
nice.
with me.
But it's never going to go
Don't you
back.
have that now and you call it season pass?
Not
Yeah,
for
with
$10.
season pass now they don't even
Not
tell
for
you
10
what the
bucks,
next maps
no.
are gonna be.
Not for $10, where in some places you could get it for free, or pre-order.
Was it, Nate, $50, right? Each time for a Battlefield?
Yeah, for like, what is it? Ends up being like 3 maps a thing, or 4 maps a thing for 5 packs, so $20. Now it's $50. It used to be 10. It's like, fuck your prices.
Yeah,
Your
it's,
maps
it's
are
just
not-
a money
your maps
grab.
are not worth that much money. I don't give a
You
fuck.
have 4
what you
maps,
say.
4 guns, and like 2 vehicles. That's
And
about the
vehicles
extent.
are not even. It's not even like. No, it's not even like stuff that's like needed.
No, but it's really like buying the cat in the bag. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Right. It's
And
just-
now you see, like, the season passes, especially for COD, I believe it is, it's as expensive as the game.
yeah, so it's like
How can that be justified?
Right, it's stupid. Fucking stupid.
I mean, I paid like how much money was it? Like $110.
for Battlefield 4. and we stopped
110
playing
for
it in
Battlefield
November.
4. MME did that. I don't
This
know
is
why
why-
they did that.
This is why they won't allow mods in games like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So you could add your own content. It would be nice, but wouldn't it be awesome if you can create your own character? They are not going to do that because they want your money. Battlefield will never allow modders to make their own maps because, well, who's going to buy their maps after they do that? So much money would be saved.
Yeah, that's why they stopped doing it. They were like, that should be our money.
Yeah.
But see,
Yeah,
that's
it
like that's
really
a thing
gets them
though.
angry.
Is that could happen, like in the near future, is people could be just getting modded stuff on consoles. I mean, it seems pretty like remote now, but from what I understand, Fallout 4, when that comes out, you can actually get mods for that on console. So maybe that's a step forward into them, branching out just from a role-playing game into like shooters where you can get mods for it. You never know. I mean, it could be a long way down the line, and maybe DLC will change, but as long as EA is doing what they're doing, it's not going to change for a long time.
Yeah.
But we have seen DLC change a lot of ways, and we have seen it with pre-orders and stuff. Like what Nate mentioned, where it was like, if you pre-order this game and you get 10 more maps, I don't think that's good at all, because it just divides the community. It's like,
hell yeah.
if you didn't pre-order, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay the $50 to get to the same maps that your friends are playing on.
Like for Bad Company 2 it was like you got the limited edition version, and I think you paid $10 extra for it. But if you went to the right location, like I did, you could get it for free. And then if not, you'd pay 800 Microsoft points, which at the time was like $15.
Well, from what I understand
Or
now,
$10.
is that game is
$10.
completely free.
I think it was 10.
So
I actually
For
spent
the-
$220 on that game for 2 copies.
what?
Why?
The console version.
Oh, because like Vietnam and shit.
No.
Yeah,
Oof.
when it
Sure.
came out.
Well,
Bad
Vietnam was
Company,
worth. Like, so here's the other question: is like, we paid back in the day when we were playing Call of Duty, we paid $15 or $10 per zombie map.
Mhm.
But also I guess that came with 3 other multiplayer maps as well. Like
We only paid
at that
for the
point, it
zombie.
was worth it. I thought that was worth it. And like for instance, like I thought Battlefield 3 was worth it. Is it the point now that we like, it's, as Frankie said, it's like the cat in the bag, you don't know what you're gonna get bullshit, like, or
I think it's that, and they're just trying to grab way too much
Or is it
money
just
with
the
the
fact that
least
you're-
amount of
yeah.
content.
or is it the fact that you're paying before you even know what the fuck you're gonna get in the season pass?
Pay
That is
$60
what
and
you're
you get
doing. Every time, that is what you're doing. Like, the only company I've seen even get remotely close to something sensible recently was The Witcher 3, when they said, like, we're going to launch the game, everybody will have the same experience. However, we're going to add content, as we all do at this point. We're going to add 16 DLCs, and they're all going to be free. You can also, for $24 or $30, whatever the current equivalent currency would be, for $30 is get the season pass. And we will include an expansion pack in it, and we will do more DLC, but 16 parts will be free. And those things were like alternative outfit for this character, new animations, like execution animations, new armor, just free. And it's just trying to keep people like feeling like they're getting something while they're waiting for the expansion pack kind of stuff. And that, I think, is a very, very good business. But then again, you buy the season pass, you don't know what the expansion pack is going to be. You have no idea. It's just the cat in the bag over and over.
Yeah. So, like, okay. So I think now I'm also looking at this as a point of a YouTuber that I bought Battlefield for like spent like the premium like pre-ordered it, thinking I'd be like, yo, new maps, new videos, right? But then by the time the second DLC was out, I was like, fuck Battlefield 4. So like, I bought it so that I would have it day one YouTube, like so I could make videos right away. Now
I did the same thing.
but where you go back to like when I was playing on Xbox and had no clue what the fuck YouTube was, and playing Call of Duty and like sitting there. I buy it on the day. Like you type in you go get Microsoft points, and you type in your Microsoft points, and you get the Call of Duty Zombie map. And I had no intention of like getting it, and it didn't matter on day one, so I didn't buy it ahead of time. You couldn't even buy it ahead of time. So, is that like a thing that? Is that I don't know? Is it the fact that we kind of are like, I don't know. I guess we're not all YouTubers, but like, is that my thinking about it? Is it because I think that way that I don't like DLC anymore? Same with Nick, because Nick was in the same boat.
I'm so confused.
I was waiting for someone to say something.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'll say something. I'll say something here.
Okay.
Me and Nate, for sure, are in a dilemma. And I'm sure most other YouTubers are. I know we're small fry and whatnot, but when these games come out, we want to make content about these games. So we might say we're not going to pre-order, but because people want to watch that footage of that whatever game, we end up doing it. And it's a never-ending cycle, unfortunately, for us.
Yeah, at this point, I've just stopped because of that. But then you don't get the views, kind of thing.
No, that's the problem I'm definitely dealing with. I stopped playing Battlefield completely.
Well,
I haven't even put games up on my channel anymore.
Depends on. I guess it depends on what type of videos you make. If you're coming out with a day one first impression, it needs to be like right away. But if you're coming out with like I don't know. I think that's why I hate DLC at this point. Is because I bought it beforehand and got screwed over because I needed to buy it, well, quote unquote, needed to buy it beforehand in order to make videos.
And that was the day we stopped doing pre-orders.
Yep.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I haven't pre-ordered a game since. Actually, that's a lie. I pre-ordered Far Cry, and that was a fucking mistake too.
Yeah.
Witcher.
I accidentally pre-ordered.
I accidentally pre-ordered Far Cry 4. Don't do that.
I'll probably pre-order Fallout 4, but whatever.
Yeah, I think.
I say I won't, but
no, that's your lie.
probably will.
I honestly think you can do that, though.
Just don't get anything from EA. Ubisoft.
Guys, there's pre-orders on donuts, and I'm not even joking.
And with that transition, gentlemen, it is time for the Windows 10 discussion because we are at 9 o'clock already, and we need to get moving. Because we got 2 more topics. Okay, Windows 10, go. Someone start. Lewis.
Go, Lewis, go.
I think that Ubisoft won't fuck this one up. And I'm sorry. That's our go-to thing. You know, people seem to be very scared about Windows 10, but the fact is,
They are?
from what I've been reading, I've been reading on Reddit. Oh, I'm so scared of Windows 10. Fuck Windows 10. I'll stick with Windows XP.
You know, Windows is like an oscilloscope. What goes up must go down. It's like Vista, something better. Something you don't like, something better. Windows 8, and now we're down here again. Windows 10. By that standard, it should
Why
be.
are the good things on the bottom?
Because that's just how my hand went at a point.
I was going to say that. Whatever.
So here's the thing. This time around, Microsoft gave out developers previews to all the companies. Developers previews that were even more in alpha than the one that was public alpha. So they can make their drivers work this. So NVIDIA, AMD, all the drivers, people that make drivers for your motherboard got it before. So everything is pretty much done with. They've had it for, what, a year now. So they've worked out the kinks. So what I'm trying to say is when you do the upgrade, do a clean one, by the way, clean install, because you got that option, and you're set to go. Fuck Windows 8. Good night. That's all I got to say about that.
So we know Lewis is psyched about it.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I should update it, but what do I? Okay, so when I update it to Windows 10, what do I like necessarily have to reinstall? I have to reinstall all my programs.
You could.
One would assume.
One would assume if you do the clean install, but you can just do the straight upgrade, which I never recommend.
Yeah, probably shit won't work then. Like, there's probably stuff that is like meant for Windows 8. Like
your OBS will work. I did it.
Okay, so yeah,
I did a
stuff like,
test.
so stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I honestly don't think I'm going to upgrade to Windows 10.
Oh my god!
How come?
Anyways.
I'll test this for you to see if OBS works, and if it
nothing
works,
to do with OBS. There's other programs I don't want to have to reinstall,
Yeah, like everything.
like everything.
what?
Yeah, he'll lose his Brazos account.
Sony Vegas, he'll lose his porn account. Sony Vegas works, hands down. Premiere works with no issues. There was a few codec issues, but that was early preview. That's going to be sorted out. Some codecs that you had to go download codec packs for media. That's going to come with Windows 10, so I don't have to go search for Shark codec or whatever bullshit anymore, because that's annoying.
Yeah,
You're set to go.
I don't know. I mean, it's like I don't think it's worth my time.
It's fucking free, Nate. It's fucking
not worth
free.
my time.
I get
But
what
it's
you-
free, sir.
I get what you're saying,
It's
because
not
like
worth
I
my
look
time.
I look online and all these people are like freaking out. They're like, "Holy shit! What happens if I lose everything? What happens if this isn't compatible?" And I'm like, "Shit!"
just
now
wait
I'm
for
starting
the
to feel
patch.
that way. Yeah, it's
Like
true.
all
They're
of a
gonna
sudden,
fix
one of my Premiere files isn't open or something bullshit like that, or like
No, that yeah.
it-
The
it's
Windows
just-
10 will
I don't think it's
will-
worth the risk. Like
Are you saying it's not worth the risk at the very start, or overall in
Wait a few months
years
then.
come?
I think in
Wait
overall,
a few months.
my computer works fine. I'm running Windows 8, and everyone's like, Windows 8 sucks. Windows 8 is 100% operational and functional, and it does not have... I've never had a problem with it. So, maybe
I've
with
had
Hamachi,
problems
but that's
with
bullshit
8.
stuff. But I've never had a problem with Windows 8, so it's like... Well, why do I need to change? And I don't know. And then they're going to be like pushing Windows 10 updates that I don't want. My hard drives are formatted like screwed up anyway, so that I would have to probably delete one of my hard drives. And it's not
Actually,
worth
you
it.
are incorrect about that. You in Windows 10, you're going to be able to choose 2 versions of updates. One that's beta. Don't fucking download that. And just don't download. Stay away from the beta shit. If you're like content creators, like everyone here in this room, in this Skype room here, don't fucking download it. Or even people out there that are watching this. I can verify something. This works in Windows 10. It's a network card, which was a lot better than the bullshit that I have on my computer. It has its own processor, its own memory. That works on Windows 10. It doesn't work on Windows 8. And that company went out in 2009.
Well,
That
there we
tells
go.
you something. There's no more support for that network card, and it works. I didn't get no blue screens at all in Windows 10 in the preview, mind you.
I don't know.
So
not gonna
the
trust it.
preview-
My computer works fine. No need to even risk the fact that my stuff doesn't work.
I'm gonna move to Premiere soon, so I'll test it and I'll
Okay.
verify it.
All right, all right.
I'll record
Insider
everything.
information on this bitch.
Yeah.
But that
I
that
sound
even
like
makes me
Silk.
think, like, when Nate says like he doesn't want to get it, and that made me think of like, what about your licenses? Like, maybe you have a video editing software you have the one license for, and it's registered to your computer, and then you update to Windows 10, and then it just says, oh, it's not the same computer anymore, and you already used the license, and then you have problems with that shit. I never
It's
even
using the same
considered.
license. When you do a straight upgrade, it's using the same. Everything, your presets will be the same, except for the operating system. You'll have your DirectX 12, obviously, installed. So there's a big thing right there.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I'm with Frank with the key things, like the licenses, keys, whatever. So it's like, why? I don't know. It's like Nick, have you ever had a problem with Windows 8?
Not particularly. I mean, okay. I mean, from Windows 7, I thought Windows 7 obviously was better, along with like everyone else, pretty much. So
I'm not saying
when I went to
it
Windows 8, I was just like, it's different. I never really had like a crippling issue with it, though. You know,
It works the
Where,
same way.
it works. Yeah, it works
It
more or
literally
less.
works the same way. I don't know why everyone says Windows 8 sucks. You hit one button and you start typing, just like the other thing. Just like
Here's
Windows
the
7.
thing. With me, I had $1,000 sound card for production. When I installed Windows 8, stopped working. Didn't have, and it was still supported, mind you. I've had so many blue screens with that thing. I had to sell it, which I'm kicking myself now because I wanted to test. I should have tested if it works with Windows 10. Damn it.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah,
I've had similar problems actually, and especially when it comes to sound recording of like blue screening.
Yeah, it's always the sound. That,
So like if 10 fixes that, I'm on board, like straight up.
I haven't blue screened once in 2 years of running Windows 8.
I
don't
blue
know.
screen every other month.
Well,
man.
it looks like Windows 8 and decided to fuck you over yesterday,
Never
boy.
crashed.
Just greasing you up.
Just like
Yeah,
old
yeah.
people now. It's like, oh, well, I liked it back in the 1940s how it was, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to
Guys,
upgrade it 2015.
Elect Windows 10 for president.
No, fuck Windows 10. That's all I'm going to say.
Alright.
So, Sean.
We would all go to Linux if it was so much easier
Yep.
for
So,
people
Sean,
to configure.
What's your opinion,
Yes.
Sean?
Windows
I don't
10.
care. I
He
used
doesn't care.
Windows. I used Windows 7. I've used Windows 8 on your thing. Nick's had problems with like small things that I've heard of, but everybody badmouths Windows 8, and it's like, why the fuck was Windows 10 needed? It's just an update, anyways. So if it's changing everything and there's a
Windows
risk,
8 that they
well,
need to skip
yeah, but if
Windows
there's
9.
that risk of fucking over things, I agree with everybody's out there. Is like, why the fuck would we update if it's just gonna screw us over in the end? And like,
Start button's back, so it's easier to go through. And I don't like the Cortana thing, by the way. So I turned that off. It's just you know, I don't like Bing in general. It uses the Bing search engine. Fuck Bing. Everyone like uses fucking Google. Get over it, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Your shit
They
will
should-
never be
They should
popular.
just stop, to be honest.
They're trying to rename Internet Explorer. We all know it's Internet Explorer. Spartan, right? It's Spartan, right? The Edge. I'm sorry. Fuck the Edge. I'm gonna use the Edge to download Chrome.
that's
That's
what I did with Internet Explorer. Like, fuck this
that's-
shit.
yeah. Fuck this shit.
But
so
it's
full
just
of-
like, it's just not worth.
All right.
I
Does
don't
anyone
know.
else have any final words on Windows 10?
Does
Don't-
anyone in the audience?
Don't shove mobile app down my fucking throat like you tried
Yeah,
to do
that's
with
what Windows
8.
8. That's what Windows 8
Yeah,
is.
they do the same
That's
thing.
my one complaint with Windows 8. Don't shove
More to come as we try Windows 10, most likely next week.
India.
I'm be
Well,
benchmarking that.
We'll let them talk about it because I'm not trying it. Fuck that.
We're cautious.
All right. So,
And you can find out more Windows 10 information on my channel.
Yeah.
Just
so
saying, I'm
check
gonna
out Lewis.
benchmark the shit out of that.
Okay.
Mm.
That
Check
plugged
out
in.
Lewis's channel down below his name.
Yeah.
All right, so our last topic before viewer topics for this evening is Halo 5 Split Screen. It's our sixth topic of the evening. We added an extra one because we had some shorter ones in there, which actually didn't end up being that short. But here we go. So Halo 5 Split Screen. We have an article here. Man, looking at your
Yeah.
computer screen with sunglasses
We do,
on is
and I will
significantly-
provide it.
No,
right.
no.
No.
Ah, beat you.
Fudge.
Okay, so
Fudge.
so they announced that Halo 5 no longer has split screen on. You can't play split screen, which I think is a big part of Halo and the Halo experience. Since they began with Halo Combat Evolved, you've been able to go over your friend's house and play split screen multiplayer versus like Slayer and Capture the Flag and all that jazz. And you've also been able to, since Halo, you could actually do it in Halo 1, you could play local split screen, like you could play, campaign, local split screen campaign. So you've been able to play split screen campaign and split screen multiplayer in every Halo game up until now. Which I think is a
Yeah.
big part of why Halo had its success in the beginning. So I think that
So fuck it.
So I think the fact that they took it away is fucking stupid. My theory is it because the Xbox One fucking blows, and they know there's so many Halo fans out there. I have yet to buy an Xbox One. That they think that more people will buy an Xbox One because they know they can't go over to their friend's house and play the campaign split screen.
Interesting.
Someone else.
I
go.
think here's the thing. I think they're trying to make the game as visually appealing as possible. The Xbox One doesn't have that horsepower to push a split screen. I personally would have wanted an option to dull down the visuals to do split screen. Why those options are not in consoles? Group slap right there. That's just
Nintendo does that. Not for
Nintendo
all
does.
games, but for most Mario titles that you have several people on, that's why they're usually so simple, so to say, in the graphical fidelity.
Yeah.
Just because when you tone it down, you can barely notice. Like 3D World had 4-player co-op, and it ran 60 FPS smoothly. And I think that's the main reason. Like, they tried hard with Halo 5, and it's like, we can't make it go above 15 frames per second. How do we do this? And most likely, if you had split screen, if you look at it, any other split screen, most likely the graphical fidelity went down. Maybe you just didn't even notice it. But I don't agree with Nate when he's saying that if you can't do it at your friend's, then you buy your own. I disagree with that statement, because if you have a friend that then has an Xbox and he has Halo, you go over to his house, you play it, and then you kind of you try it out. It's like riding a bicycle. It's like, oh, I kind of like this biking thing. I might get my own. It's like, yeah, and this other game is also coming out. Like, we should play that as well. Like, yeah. Like, Microsoft wants you to, like, get their consoles for all reasons. They want you to try them and get them. But, of course, Halo 5 isn't Microsoft in and of itself. It's more, isn't it, Bungie?
No, Bungie hasn't been made since Halo 3.
Meh.
No, Halo Reach. So they've been
Yeah,
removed.
not even the Halo fans now.
They've been removed since 2009.
when I was an Xbox fan, like the Xbox controller. When I was an Xbox fan, that's what me and my brother would do. We would have our own Xbox. We went through 5, by the way. That Red Ring. That Red Ring. We went through
stuff.
5 because the GPU blew up. Literally caught fire. Anyway, that's what we would do. We would go over to each other's house. We would play Halos, split screen, good times. Actually, my other brother, Miguel Angel, the 19-year-old, 20-year-old brother I have, would also play with us. We would do like a tri-screen. I think that was a thing.
Yep.
Or I might be thinking of
No,
a different game.
We played Tri-Screen too.
Yeah, and those were good times. I think somehow Microsoft should figure out a way to dull down the visuals when you're in that mode.
You have to. It has to render the game twice to even do split screen, and that's why they're not doing it.
Yeah,
Obviously.
it's too much work for them. They need to get on their horse there though, and try.
Well, when you're working with the Xbox One, you're kind of fucked from beginning, aren't you?
Yeah.
What a fuck.
I'm sorry to say, guys, but both consoles are for the time we waited for them to come out. Kind of.
Yeah, the 10 years were kind of disappointing.
Yeah. Big time disappointment.
But maybe, like, I give it the benefit of the doubt on this. Like, you remember the first titles on the previous consoles? Like Oblivion. Looks like shit today. Skyrim looks neat. Like, it went a long way from, like, Perfect Dark to The Last of Us. On, like, basically the same system hardware. So maybe we see the same thing with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. But it's just going to take so long.
Here's the thing. Have you guys heard of the NVIDIA Shield console? They got their own Android console.
Yeah.
The one is $399 is already more powerful than both those consoles. And you can play games natively on it without streaming.
No.
The
I think at this point,
$399.
all those, like, the Steam box or whatever they're making and, like, the NVIDIA Shield, I want to say you can call them consoles, but you can't. They're just PCs.
Yeah, with the Android.
Until they have a game, like a game CD named after them that solely works with their console, or like you buy the Steam box version of the game, or you buy and it's not just a copy of a PC game. It's not a console.
I don't think the Steam box will do well, by the way.
It won't, because it's a PC. It's not a console.
Too many options. Have you seen how many manufacturers? It's just
Yeah, no.
people is going to get
because it's a PC
confused.
and not a console.
Yeah.
Wii is a console. The Wii U is a console. All the Xboxes are console. PlayStations, the GameCube, because you buy actual copies of the game. That's not a PC version of the game. So I don't think you can compare anything of those to the consoles. And how are we even talking? We're talking about Halo. How are we talking about consoles?
Because
Still be like on
I
consoles.
know.
Like,
because look, I also hear that Halo might come to the PC. Because you know how the whole crossover thing, this ties into Windows 10. The crossover thing with Windows 10 and the Xbox One, they both have the Windows 10. So hopefully the rumor is true.
I don't think
Hopefully.
it'll happen.
We want Halo, damn it.
Well,
we want
it.
Halo.
I'm not saying we don't, but Halo's a console seller. It's the reason why you buy an Xbox.
you haven't bought
had-
one of those in a while.
It's
So
the
I
reason
don't
why you
know.
buy. Yeah, it's the reason why you
Maybe
buy
Halo
an
is living
Xbox.
up.
It's been that way since the original Xbox.
Yeah.
They're not going to give away their one title, even if it means that they're going to make PC players happy. Because fuck us, right? Sean, what do you have to say?
I don't know, but like if you think about PS4, it's not copies anymore. It's all online things, isn't it? So then your state, right?
Well,
Is
you
that a
don't-
true statement?
You can't walk. No, you can walk into the store and buy a PS4 game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you
I thought
can,
they
but for how-
changed over
Sean,
just online.
you could buy pretty much every game on the Xbox 360 digitally since like 2012.
Sure.
How
Okay.
long is the brick and mortar going to be?
I don't know.
Yeah, the brick. That's another discussion, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the fact that Halo doesn't have split screen is stupid.
I also think that.
I'm unmoved because I don't like Halo.
Well, it's like
Me neither. I'm kind of like reveling in it. Like I don't like Halo. And it's like, oh yes, they're getting fucked over. Oh, see the franchise as I see it as a piece of shit.
it's so good.
Nick is generally moved by this conversation.
Very.
Halo is so good.
So,
though.
I just remember years ago how it's just like how he was like getting into consoles for like the first time, and he was always like Halo Life all the time, and like that's all we would play. And I'm just like, fuck! I wasted a lot of my life playing a game I don't like.
Well, we played. Was it? We had no. Hey, we built maps. That got us started on Far Cry.
Oh my god! Now Nate is like, what are you telling me? Why are you telling me this now, Nate? I thought we had fun. And Nick was like, no, it was
Man.
But I don't like the game either. I did it for you.
My God,
Yeah.
years are ruined.
Halo, it's just not. I don't know.
No, I knew you. Didn't
I
like
never
it.
got into it. I never did.
You
It's
would
always
play
that.
it.
It's always that game that I just played with everyone because they had it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's weird. It's weird.
Okay. I think
John-
it's time for some viewer topics. On to viewer topics. So this is the part of the show where you, the viewers, get to ask us topics and/or questions. So give us a topic to discuss or a question you want us to answer. Please keep it without racism, sexism,
Semi PG.
PG,
Tim,
semi-PG. You can go PG-13, but keep it keep it clean.
Tim,
And-
we're looking at you.
No, we're not. We're looking
What's-
at everyone.
What's like the PEGI rating and stuff?
Oh, hey, there's a
And
good
we'll
one right
give
there.
you guys like 2 minutes, and then we'll have Sean, Question Master, start reading them down, and we'll answer them for you.
Yeah, we can
got-
continue talking about our hate for Halo in the meantime.
Okay.
You got something right there.
Ah.
Without Halo, Nick. Without Halo.
Yeah.
we
That's
would never-
bullshit. I don't even care about talking about. That's bullshit already.
That's bullshit. That I've been on that stance the last 2 questions. I'm sorry.
Killer Instinct.
Your
Check that
opinions
out.
are all bullshit. Okay, so I'm pointing at the camera right now. If you can't see me, So-
Okay,
here we go. Halo. Without Halo, Nick. Without Halo 3, we would never have started playing Far Cry 2.
but I played Far Cry 1.
We would never have started
Played
map
Far
making
Cry.
on Far Cry 2. If we had never started map making on Far Cry 2,
Ah,
we would never have played Minecraft. If we had never played Minecraft, we would not have started a YouTube channel. Without starting a YouTube channel, we wouldn't be here streaming tonight. Halo made us Do the count.
And if your parents were sober, you would not have been born.
I
It's kind of the same thing.
I think these points might be overgeneralized. I don't know.
Well, Frankie's is true probably too.
That is very true.
So, Halo made us do the CowCast.
I could argue that, but
Yeah.
No, you're going to.
yeah,
Argue it now.
No.
because that'll be too long.
It'd be too long.
too long.
It's okay. It's okay.
My rebuttal is ready. It's just too much. It's way too much.
Way too hot to handle.
Way too
Cow-
hot to handle.
Halo
So-
Wars, everyone. Got it.
Halo Wars. That's okay. So Tech is saying Killer Instinct is going to be on PC, and it will crossplay with your Xbox One.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That is awesome. There's really not much to add, but that I've always wanted to. I hate having these section off friends. You know, let's say I have a bunch of buddies and a clan on my console. Well, I stopped talking to them because I'm playing on PC. I kind of wish I could grab some of those buddies and bring them over and play games with them. That's how it should be. But because of money, I think mostly that shit's not going to happen.
The monopole shall be strong.
Yes. Yes.
Those questions, though.
Those
Did we
questions.
get any questions?
No questions.
No.
That's a lie. That's
God
all.
damn it, guys. Get your shit together. Need questions.
I
If
saw
that's your-
one like way back in the beginning of the chat, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
if
Where were we from? I
where
forget.
were we from?
Yeah, you guys talk about it. I'll try to find it.
Okay,
So,
so
go down the list and say something interesting.
Wardtown, Connecticut, United
Let's
States of
do-
America. I currently live in Springfield, Massachusetts, United States of America. Hashtag
Might as well
America.
just give us our address.
America.
44 Hillcrest Avenue, Wardtown, Connecticut, 06795, United States of America.
you get a bunch of dildos sent to your house. Oh,
I live in
Because-
Detroit.
Shut the fuck up, you do not.
Detroit is a fantastic place to live.
A blooming city, I've heard.
Yeah, one of the best. I used to live in Compton, and this is like even better than Compton. I mean,
So
Compton was
Nick is
great.
straight out of Compton.
I was. Yeah, I left. I went to Detroit because I heard it was so great,
Shut the
and
fuck up.
I've never looked back.
He does not live in Detroit.
Never looked back.
He lives in San Diego, you fucker.
yes.
You say this.
I live in California. There's a funny story to that I'm going to get to. I live in California, right by the new stadium, the San Francisco 49ers, which is not in San Francisco.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I live in Santa Clara, a couple miles off of San Francisco, but no one knows where Santa Clara is. So I always say San Francisco. The stadium's like 15 minutes away. So I was doing a video, guys, and there was an earthquake in the middle of the video. The earthquake stopped, and I just continued on with my video. I didn't even edit that. I'm going to publish that. It's too funny not to post. Too funny.
Your standards.
Oh, it's just another earthquake.
I know where Sean lives.
I know where he lives.
Okay,
It's ridiculous.
Frankie. Where do you live, Frankie?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Fuck you.
Okay. Frankie,
All right then.
what is going on?
Just what needed. Chipmunks.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you live, Frankie?
I live in Sweden. I live in Stockholm, capital of Scandinavia.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Peace out.
I have spoken.
the people from Norway might disagree.
I have spoken.
There you go. He has spoken.
Yes,
Huh?
yes. Quite epically, I might add.
All right.
I can't find that guy. He's too far up in the chat. It doesn't load anymore. But your question has been answered, sir, if you're even here.
I don't
Yeah.
think so, but it's okay.
Go watch the VOD. Yep.
Okay. So that wraps up this episode of CowCast. Thank you for coming out and checking us out this week. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. EST. Thank you to my co-hosts Nick, Lewis, Frankie, and Sean. Make sure to check them out on social media. Make sure to follow and join the herd today. Become a Brovine because this is a cow-related thing. So, yeah. hit that follow button, and make us happy. Sean, you want to read off the followers we earned this tonight?
We got DMarco 46, No Name Cookies 00, and then our boy the oh god, what was that word that I couldn't pronounce earlier?
Annihilator.
The Annihilator joined us last night, but I wanted to give him a shout out anyways. Yeah.
The Henny
Very nice.
Annie Hill later.
Anyhow,
You're an idiot,
no, I
Sean.
just
That's
can't
okay.
read without glasses on.
And before we go, because I never get to say this, may the power of the cheesecake donut be with you.
May the
What does it mean?
power of the cheesecake donut be with you. We'll see you next week at 8 p.m.
Yes,
EST.
yes.
Make sure to hit that follow button. Peace out, cow, brovine, bro, jachos.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.